Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto Scene Investigation. We're going to be looking at Coin Hamster. You guys know the deal. If you like what I do on this YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and if you want to comment, read that little thing down the bottom. We're going to be doing a few things today. So, this is going to be interesting to go through. First of all, if you guys have not voted yet, please consider voting for my little would you like me to make videos calling out 100x potential YouTubers. I saw one today, I think his name's like Suppo Man, and I was just triggered, man. I was just feeling really triggered, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. Cool, so let's move on. Also, got a Patreon if you guys want to join it. If you want to request anything, please consider becoming a advocate, and then you can get fan requests and all that sort of jazz, which I have done some in the past. If you wish to see those. So let's have a look at what sort of stats we can find. So according to Hamster, it says that its ranked is 853. It's on the BNB smart chain, and its market cap is currently 14 million. So this is according to the trades of all time. Don't know about you, but something looks a bit odd to me about that. Something looks a little bit odd. A lot of people are talking about it though. One thing which was kind of cool, and this is actually directly from their website, so they are actually pretty much on a whole bunch of exchanges which we are familiar with. They're on XT, they're on MXC, they're on Hotbit, they're on LA tokens. So what have I done? We have a little CSI subjective project checklist. As you can see, this has gone from work in progress to, you know, complete. Wonderful. I am talking a little bit quieter today, guys. I am feeling a little bit depressed today, so just letting you know that. Being transparent with my mental health. So yeah. So although MXC can possibly be a tier 7, most of those are within sort of tier 6. So Hotbit, Lbank, MXC, and you've also got LA token and XT down here as well. So I decided to vote for these guys as a 6, because of the other things which we're going to be looking at as well. So the medium itself. Now here's something interesting about the medium. Just realized I didn't put this in dark mode. Apologies for that. So as you can see, have a look at that URL. It's interesting how it's not like hamstercoin.medium. It's just support-79390. I was like, that's a bit sussy. So yeah, in terms of why this coin, if it's, I mean, it's called Hamster Coin, but is it a coin? No, it's a token, Hamster token. Yes, so they talk a little bit about this story. So if you guys want to know who they are, I mean, I'm sure that there's a whole bunch of shillers out there who will go and give you guys the whole breakdown of who Hamster Coin are. But we're mostly going to be looking at some social metrics and some token metrics, okay? So this is the audit which Certic has done. So in the audit, they talk about some things which could potentially come up. So they have, so these are findings which they've come up with. So they've got 4 major, 2 medium, 5 minor, and 8 informational. Now we're pretty much only really going to be looking at one main thing here today, when it comes to the actual audit itself, and that would be, well, this first of all, which I actually highlighted, which that highlighting color is ugly. It says hamster dot is excluded from fees, which, if I understand that correctly, it means that I believe that it's possible to actually exclude certain accounts from having to actually pay fees, or certain wallets. So that's how I understand it. Remember, I'm not a developer, so I can get that wrong, but yes. So according to this, there is a bunch of things. Now, one thing which we will be seeing is that when it comes to the buy and sell price, this is a 12% buy and sell price, which is massive. So because they do have a sort of fee thing, yeah, it could be a little bit iffy in terms of there is the possibility that they can make it a honeypot if they want to, but it can also be a benefit if, let's say, they did want to list on something like Binance. Because then they can essentially go and minus the whole entire fee. So it's both risky and positive depending on which way you actually look at it. And if we scroll down on their website here, we should be able to see there it is. Just scroll past it. So this talks about the ecosystem. So all of these links literally just link to the main page. So they say 4% BTC is redistributed to holders. Now I thought that was quite fascinating. I was like, how does that actually work? Is that actually possible? But from what I could see from what Certic had actually found, is that the owner of dividend paying token, which this is the contract right here, dividend paying token, they said that what they could find from that, so they can distribute BTC dividends through this code here, through this gray part here, but they also say that they could renounce the ownership, and they could also transfer the ownership as well. So just be aware of that. And then so exclude from fees, so that means that they could essentially say, hey, like everybody else can be charged a fee, but no, you get special privileges, my person. You get some special privileges. And then so set BTC rewards fee. So they can pretty much change a whole bunch of fees according to this. They can blacklist addresses, which some say can be a cause for a honeypot, but I think, I don't know, I'm a little bit less in agreement with that, because I mean, I haven't seen it done personally, but I believe that it would be possible, so we do want to know what is possible. Exclude multiple accounts from fees. So yeah, it looks like there could be a little bit of nepotism if they really want to go down that sort of path. Yeah, and then there's also set balance through, which set balance I have heard could be suspicious as well. But anyway, we'll sort of move on from that. So this is the holders, or essentially the rich list. As we can see, we have the top wallet is literally a dead wallet. Carpi, cool. And then there's also locked, so this would be a vesting contract, which is pretty impressive. And so that holds about 20%. It's a bit hard to tell how long that's actually properly going to be locked for. So according to Moonarch, so there is some things which, like they have expired, and then so according to supply locks, they say that there is 20% which is going to be locked on TrustSwap for the next 12 days. Which I believe is this chunk here. So when that chunk gets unlocked, which I believe is this bad boy right here, I mean, and they sell that off, boy oh boy, this is just going to be rug pullington. However, here's something which is interesting, is that they still managed to get listed on MEXC, Hotbit, and PancakeSwap. So the fact that it's on there says some things. Elon Musk, he like did some sort of tweet which like showed off something about like hamsters or something. I don't even know if he was referring to this. I didn't see him atting like Hamster Coin, but I mean, if he atted these guys, then I mean, markets are gonna fly. But the largest wallet which we can see, which is unlocked, would be this one right here. And as you can see, according to this, I mean, it says that it's 0.4%, but if you take like 50% off that, I mean, is that like you double it? So it's like 0.8%. I could be wrong with the math here. Don't trust my math, guys. But yeah, one thing when I was actually having a look through the dividend paying token, I was sort of wondering about this thing right here. Now I have seen, I do have a video which I can link up in the top right hand corner, which goes and shows these things which are known as flash loan scams. At least that's what I think I called the video. So one thing which I noticed when it actually came to those contracts is that usually they will include something like some sort of IPFS, or they will include, if it's not going to be IPFS, then they may just include an outright address like this, or something linking to that, right? So when I saw this here, I was like, what exactly is that? Now, this could just be something where, I mean, it says immutable BTC, so maybe it's just like some sort of contract, or like some sort of smart contract, or maybe that's actually the BTC contract address. In fact, we'll double check that. So your boy's just gone and looked up this jazz. So apparently it is actually a contract. That is the address right here. And so the tracker is a Binance pegged BTCB token. So how about that, eh? For those who wanted to know. Great. We learned something. So you know what? That is no longer sussy in my point of view. That is absolutely fine, and we have resolved that. Next section. BSC check. So as you can see, it says that the holders is 105,000, which is a lot of holders. Currently on 61,000 watch lists as well. And also, just to briefly have a look, they do actually have 101,000 followers on Twitter. So the ownership has not been renounced, we know that much. It's interesting how BSC check didn't pick up, or doesn't pick up that 20% contract, but it should pick it up here. It doesn't even pick it up there. It says locked team finance 96.65%. So I believe that, am I even looking at the right thing? This was done on like the 7th. So this report was generated about 4 days ago. Am I missing something? What am I missing? This looks like a whole nother thing. Burn tokens, it says 54% there, but then the LP info, it doesn't even say that any of them have been burned. What? Okay, I don't know what to do with that. I do not know what to do with that. You guys try doing, yeah, I feel like I don't really have any comments for that. I don't know what to say. That's caught me off guard. I'm gonna move on to Token Sniffer. So Token Sniffer, as we can see here, they do mention this fee modifier, which they do state is a potential honeypot risk. Tokens burns, as we can see, a massive supply is burned, and it looks like they have got a lot of liquidity, according to PancakeSwap. So if we actually briefly open up on PooCoin, we can see that they do have a lot of liquidity, so over $500,000 worth of liquidity. So good on these guys for having that much. And also, Token Sniffer does say that 73% is in Trust Swap. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to sort of tell when things are going to be unlocked. I believe that this doesn't link directly to anything regarding this, but we will have a look. So this is quite interesting. So this is the actual team.finance website, and this is the lock which we can see here. So it says that they've got 10% of ham is locked. Are you guys following me? It says 10% of ham is locked. Here are some unlocked ones, and then they have ones which have been drawn, which those were locked hamster tokens. And it looks like the only one which we have left is this 885 day one, which is fascinating, because that kind of feels like it goes a little, like, that goes against that, which that was 20%. So yeah, it's hard to tell with all this. Yeah, I don't really know what to think about this, guys. I'm sorry. Also, looks like it has had similar token contracts previously, and these are some of them. One of them is Baby Robodoge. So I don't know if any of these have been crazy wild sort of scam tokens or anything, but yeah, so it definitely has had similar similar other ones as well. Yeah, so when it comes to Moonarch, pretty much a similar thing as well. I don't think there's anything really on this right hand side which kind of stood out to me as like concerning, which we haven't already gone through from the actual audit, but it does say that they have deployed at least 3 other contracts. So we've got Tori, Crypto Island, and Cake Royal Game. If you guys have heard of any of those, and if you know if any of those are sussy, please add that to the comments down below so that we can actually learn it as well. Yeah, and so in terms of the lockage, 94%, man, of that liquidity is locked, so I guess that's pretty impressive. Yeah, let's have a look at some follower stats, eh? So this is Hamster Coin on Twitter. So over the last 30 days, they have received 691 followers, and they've had a bunch of minuses and pluses during that sort of time. I believe that they did have a hack recently, So that's, I think, what might have been one of the sort of causes behind this. Now, one other thing. So first of all, cannot find a team profile, cannot find any interviews or AMAs from these guys. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly where they are. They do actually have a bit of a brief description, so feel free to pause the video right here if you want to read. Pause, unpause. Cool, you guys can have a read of that jazz. Yes, so, and I did have a look through a bunch of posts. I could not identify for the life of me whether or not these guys have used any sort of paid bot comments. Could not tell. Yeah, it's very hard for me to tell with these guys. So yeah, when we do that rating, we're going to change it. So over the last 12 months, as you can see, they would have had a big influx, which that probably would have been about 7 months ago, maybe. Yep, we're into April, so it's about the sort of time. And so let's have a look over the last 90 days, see if there's anything significant. Yep, there would have been a lot of search. That might have been around the hack, I could be wrong. So that was March 13th, sorry, no. So March 13th is... There wasn't really much searches going on around that. Yeah, when it comes to their website as well, so we will actually go over their website to see if there's anything interesting which we can find. These talk about some of the advantages. One of them which sort of made me laugh was kind of transparency. I was like, transparency, all right, man. But I mean, that's kind of almost implied when it like comes to these sort of like meme cheesy coins, right? That's what I call them. Yeah, so that's kind of almost implied. You click the link, doesn't do anything. So this is their roadmap. They say first quarter 2022. You guys can have a read through these. Probit and Dex Trade. I don't even think that those were selected as ones. They were on some other centralized exchanges though, so maybe they will be coming on that. I'm not entirely sure. Joining that. I feel like it would be nice if we could have clicking links down here, but some of these links don't work, right? So the YouTube one just links you back to this page. LinkedIn links back to this page. All the others. And then I can't remember what this link stands for. They do have a GitHub, but the GitHub's kind of like, I don't think that their thing is open source. I mean, it does give us like 2 files, but I don't think that necessarily makes it open source. And this is their PowerPoint presentation. This is what they call their white paper. Folks, this is not a white paper. This is a light paper. This is 9 pages long. So they have an introduction for you guys, so if you want to read through that, you definitely can. Community and transparency. Now, this could just be because of my browser, I don't know, but like some things are just like a little bit off kilter. Like, I mean, that's sort of like clashing through that. That's not on there properly, and then you've got like small, and then you've got another one. I mean, I don't know if this is supposed to be a bad white paper on purpose. Maybe these guys are doing like a social experiment or something. Like Q1, Q2, Q2 step 2, Q3 step 1, and then Q4. I mean, the order's kind of funky, and then as you can see, contract address is literally outside in that location. And these are also the other things which the taxes get used for as well, and then it just says thank you. Yes, so that is that. Now we get to the favorite part of the show. Functional and clean website / media. I don't give them a 4 for that. I mean, the website's functional, and some things are kind of good. The layout's nice-ish. But yeah, so I'm gonna give them a 4 because it still works. It's still a working website. Threatening big boy holders, not really. But if that one wallet gets, like, if this gets unlocked pretty soon, then that could be a concerning one. So I'll give them about a 7. I'll give them about a 7 because so far it doesn't look like it's too threatening. We're going to take this one as not applicable because we do not know the answer to that question. Is a token slash? We don't know the answer to this question neither. So I'm going to take that as not applicable. Solid roadmap. I don't know. The white paper says one thing, which is interesting because that white paper, which you guys saw, was actually made on. I think it was done in October of 2021. So it's kind of like, why would you say that you're going to do these things in 2021, but then this says 2022? So My sort of thoughts, I mean, R&D metaverse. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna give them a 5. It's normal. It's not bad. It's normal. Nope, 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 nope. So these guys get a very highly acclaimed 1.5 star. That has been the lowest that I've ever given. I could possibly add something to this one here. I mean, even if I gave them like a 3, or sorry, no, that's a 4, or I give them like a 7, like, like they'd have to get above an 8. So I mean, yeah, sorry guys, that's kind of it. Anyway, I'm gonna send this thing. I love it. Absolutely tremendous. Sorry if that hurt your ears. Anyway guys, this has been my video. You know the drill. Like, subscribe. Please share this video actually. Like, that's like one thing I don't really encourage, is to actually share this video. Which I feel like I should be asking for that more often, because I feel like, I don't know, it'd be good for people to, you know, like learn about some of these things, man. Whoa, what the heck just happened? Okay, I pressed a button and something happened. That tripped me out. Anyway, guys, this is my Patreon. Once again, if you do wish to join, please consider joining. This has been your boy, Mr. Moot, Mr. Matt, Mr. Moot from CSI. Much love, be safe, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Make sure that you say something nice to your parents at some point. Tell them that you love them. If you don't know who your parents are, maybe share your love with another loved one. If you don't have a loved one, you can join our Discord server, and then maybe you can acquire some loved one. But anyway, guys, goodbye.